we have to take a new strip from this box, right? And also you can see on the box that there are different colors, and with the colors there are some readings, and it signifies that for which we are doing these tests. Can you see this? Like it's written protein,
Yeah, doctor. I can
sides.
see.
Yeah. So it signifies like we have to match this with the strip, and we have to look like which thing we are looking in the urine, right? So,
Okay.
so before starting this, you have to take a urine sample, right? And you have to look at the urine sample, like if you can see any change in the color of urine sample, if it's dark or it's clear, or there is any turbidity, it's cloudy, or you have to do a thorough examination of the urine, right? And then you can take the strip. And before that, you have to always check for the expiry date of the dipsticks, right? It is very important.
Okay.
Are you following me?
Yes, doctor.
Okay. So you have to dip it in the urine sample, right? And then you
Okay.
have to take it out and leave it on a tissue paper or something to let it dry, right? For some time. Am I making sense to
Okay.
you?
Yes, doctor.
Okay. So you have to leave it over the tissue paper, and when it's dry, let it give some time. So when you will see, when we will keep it on the paper, you will see that it will change some colors, right? Then
Okay.
you have to match it with the box, and you have to match the colors with the colors on this box or in this chart, right? Can you see this chart?
Okay, doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like on the top, you can see there is a specific gravity, right? Then we have some leukocyte. These are white blood cell counts, right? And there is some blood and hemoglobin mentioned, nitrite. So there are different things on this chart, and it all of them have different readings and different. They correlate to different diseases, right?
Okay.
So we have to look at all of these things. We have to look like if the second thing you can see leukocytes, right? So if you can see over here, it's like light purple, and then it's a bit darker, and then it's getting darker, right? So if it's more than 8, so this means if usually it's white, right? If it's normal, then it will be white. And if it is like this purplish, then this means that leukocyte count is more in the blood. Do you have any idea if leukocyte count is more, what this signifies?
Maybe an infection, doctor?
Oh, great. Excellent. So yes, when leukocytes count is raised, this means that there is some infection in the blood. So you have to correlate, always correlate your finding with the history. You have to ask some questions from the patient, like what are his symptoms, right? And you have to correlate your finding with the history, right? Then you can see there is written blood in it, right? So take your strip and match with the colors over here, right? And then you can see if it's yellow, it's negative, means that there is no blood. Okay,
Okay.
are you following me?
Yes.
Yeah. So if it's like more on the right side, so you can say there is some blood in the urine. So you have to tell your senior that there is some blood, or you can inform the doctor on the duty that there's some blood on the in the urine strip, so that they can take the appropriate history, and they can do the appropriate management. Are you following me?
Yes, doctor.
And one more thing is nitrite. Nitrite means that there is some infection in the blood, right? So usually it's negative. So if leukocyte or nitrite is positive, this means that UTI. You told me already that if leukocyte is more in the blood, so this means that there is infection. Likewise, if nitrite is positive, this means that there's infection. So you have to tell your senior or the doctor on the duty, so that they can give antibiotic to the patient so he can be treated. Am I making
Okay,
sense?
doctor. Yes.
And now there is, you can see ketones. It is very important to tell because sometimes there is an emergency if ketones are raised in the blood, right? So the patient can have diabetic ketoacidosis. So you have to tell the doctor there and then that the patient has some ketones in the blood. So you have to correlate if the patient has some diabetes, so it can be diabetic ketoacidosis.
Okay.
Are you following me?
Yes, doctor.
So up till now, I think you got an idea what I was talking.
Yes, doctor.
Okay, so do you have any questions?
Yes, doctor. I wanted to ask, like, is there any specific time we have to wait before reading the strip?
Actually, we usually wait for like 60 seconds, right? During
Okay.
this time, usually the first one to change the color is the leukocyte one, right?
Okay.
It changes color. So we have to wait like 1 to 2 minutes. But you can
Okay.
start reading if you can see that it's changing color, so you can start seeing the change in the color, right? But it's better if
Right.
you can wait for like 1 to 2 minutes.
Okay, doctor.
Any other question you have?
No, doctor.
Okay, so should I proceed further?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so now you can see there is written like bilirubin. Do you have any idea what bilirubin is?
I think, doctor, it's a pigment which is produced by the breakdown of red
Exactly.
blood cells.
Yes. Excellent. So this is a bilirubin, right, which is excreted. It's a pigment which actually dissolve the fat in our body and excreted by the gallbladder, right? So if it's more, this means that there's some problem with the liver, right?
Okay.
But usually it will be negative. Okay. Thank you so much
Okay.
for coming to us.
Okay, Dr. Hasiba. Um, who else is talking? Please mute yourself.
Please mute yourself. I am sharing screen so I can't see. Thank you.
Okay, Dr. Hasiba, it was a very good attempt. And the one thing which I liked about you the most was that you were involving me at all the times. You know how to exactly show IPS with the colleague. So that I liked it very much.
Thank you.
And you covered almost all the things, but slightly the structure was disorganized. Like you told me that we should take the history and correlate with the findings. If you can fit this in the start of your station, it would be looking more organized and more
Okay.
structured.
Yeah. I
Okay,
remember the
and
history part when I was doing the matching thing. Yeah.
that's okay. That's okay. But now you have practiced it one time with me, and for the next time you will remember.
Hopefully, inshallah.
And one thing I want to add that after every explanation, you were asking me, "Are you following me? Are you following me?" That was good, but you can paraphrase it. Are you with me? Is there anything um, I can help you with? Like you don't use the same sentence again and again. Are you following me? Are you following me? Like keep on paraphrasing.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So some steps were missing. Let's go through that.
Okay. Thank you so
Okay.
much
So
for planning.
pleasure. Today I have not made any presentation because I had some other commitments, but we will go through the station. So first of all, we have to greet, introduce, and confirm the identity of our colleague, or in this case, the designation as well of our colleague, which you did very well. And then we have to build the rapport with the colleague, like, how are you doing? Is everything going all right? If you need any help, I am here. We are here, we work as a team, which you also covered very well. And then you also have to ask about what exactly you want to learn. I told you that I want to learn about the procedure of the urine dipstick. Okay. So before proceeding, you can tell her that, before uh, um, doing the procedure, we need to take a little history from the patient, which you mentioned later on, but there it is the right time to talk about the brief history that you have to take from the patient. Okay.
Okay. But
And
actually, I
in
was
this,
confused because she's a nursing student, right? So
yeah,
I don't think so. They take the history like from the patient.
Yes, I think they take. I think the nurses in the UK do much more than the nurses in our countries.
Okay.
Yeah. So after that, first of all, you will be telling her about her understanding, which you asked me. What is your understanding regarding the urine dipstick? Then the colleague can tell you that I know it is a piece of paper, yeah, thin strip which we have to insert it in the urine sample. Appreciate her. She knows it, and then proceed with the. Do you know why we do the urine dipstick? So she will tell you one or two things you can add it in it, like yes, it is screening test for diabetes. It is used for confirmation of pregnancy as well. It is used in a number of other conditions such as diabetic ketoacidosis, in some kidney conditions, in some infections. Like give her a brief overview that why we do the urine dipstick test, urine dipstick. After that, tell her that we need to gather the equipment for the urine dipstick, which you forgot, Dr. Hasiba.
Yes.
Tell her to prepare her trolley for with the equipment like gloves, apron, urine dipstick, urine sample, and paper towel. Okay. And then also ask her, Dr. Hasiba, that do you know how to tell the patient to collect the urine sample?
Yes.
If she says no, then tell her that tell that we will be giving a sterile container to the patient to collect the urine, and tell her to collect the midstream. By midstream we mean that initially she will discard first few ml or drops of urine, and she will collect the midstream of the urine sample. Right? And sometimes if she says us yes, I know, then still you need to ask her, you need to cross check. Cross checking is very important. Maybe she's doing something wrong, or maybe she doesn't know anything, so you can correct her.
Okay.
Okay. And after that, follow the urine dipstick teaching in a very systematic way, like gather the equipment, and after that tell her what we need to do is we need to wash our hands. Okay. Then we have to don our apron and gloves. And you can also add here, like these are COVID times, and the viruses are present in the excretion, so we need to be very careful. We need to wash our hands and don ourselves properly. After that, next step would be confirm the patient details. We will be having a urine sample, so don't forget this point. We have to confirm the patient details, the name of the patient, the age of the patient, and the hospital number, which is written on the sample, right?
Okay.
Are you with me?
Yes, yes. Okay. I'm listening.
And then Dr. Hasiba, if you will proceed like this, that first we will do the inspection of the sample, and then we will perform the urine dipstick on that urine sample. Then it will, sound more organized and structured. First, you will tell her, we will be doing the inspection. In inspection, we will be looking at three different things: the color and clarity, and the third thing would be the odor.
Okay. Color,
right?
clarity, and order. Yes.
And order, yeah. So you can involve her along way, like you will ask her, do you know what is the normal color of urine? She will tell you, yeah, doctor, like it's light yellow or straw colored. Appreciate her, like very good, this is the normal color of urine. But if it is slightly dark, then it might be, in the patient is dehydrated. Or if now the color is pinkish, then it means that there must be blood present in the urine, or it could be some side effects of drugs or side effects of some foods such as beetroots, like that. Give us just lightly touch these things. You don't need to give very much details about all the conditions which would be present in hematuria, right?
Okay.
After from the color, next move to the clarity. Tell her that we will be looking at the clarity of the urine. Ask her, do you know how does normal urine will be? She will say yes, it will be clear. Appreciate her. Tell her if it is cloudy, it could be an infection. If it is fuzzy, it could be having protein in it.
Dr. Jaya, can you mute your mic?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. After that, Dr. Hasiba, tell her that open the sample, and if you are getting a very offensive smell, then it might be, an infection in the urine. And if there is some fruity odor, it could be like in that there must be ketones in the urine. So in this way, just give her a slight idea what she will be doing in the inspection. She will be looking at the color, the clarity, and she will be having an idea about the odor of the urine, right? Okay. Then you will tell her that take one urine strip from this container. And before that, you talked about the expiry date, which was great. And then you will tell her that remove the test strip, and tell her that you told me that there are different zones on it. You have to mention like that. That was great. And then you will tell her put the test strip in the urine sample and then remove it. Tap off the excess urine on the edge of the container and place it on the paper towel, right? And after that, Dr. Hasiba, please mention that try to keep the urine strip straight because otherwise there could be cross contamination between the squares. You know, color can merge with each other. We have to keep the urine strip horizontal, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then tell her that, you know, we have the dipstick analysis chart, as you can see on this urine dipstick container, and we will be we will be comparing the colors with this chart. And after that, one point that you forgot is that after you have compared all these things, discard this urine dipstick and all the gloves and aprons and all the disposable material into the clinical waste bin. You have to mention that as well.
Yes.
Right?
Okay.
Okay. And then you can take this chart, and then you were doing great when you were telling me about the colors and about the different things that could be present. I can suggest you that you could, you know, summarize it in one way. Like you can say to her, there are some things which are present in the urine, but they are within some range, like urobilinogen. That is always present in the urine. But there are some things that are never present in the urine, like glucose, ketones, blood, nitrites, leukocyte. They are not present normally in the urine, right? So you can summarize it in this way, and then you can go like this. You can like tell her about urobilinogen, that and you can tell her about pH, and you can tell her about specific gravity, and then you come to the other group like glucose and tell her like the way you were describing it to her, it was good. Like glucose is normally not present in the urine, but if you compare and you found it in the urine, then it could be in some conditions, like it could be in diabetes, it could be in renal tubular conditions, like this. And then you can touch each and everything like leukocyte, nitrites, ketones. I'm not going into the detail, you know it very well. And one thing I must appreciate, Dr. Hasiba, you also covered the management. That was great. So this is the way to talk about the management in the teaching station, like you did. Like you tell the patient that if you find nitrites and leukocytes in the urine, then it means that patient is having a urine infection. So do you have any idea what we are going to do next if we have such findings on the urine dipstick? The nurse colleague will say, no, doctor. Then you will tell her, we will do some further investigations, like we will be doing urine microscopy, and we will be doing the culture to find out the exact pathogen which is causing, and then we will start the treatment according to that. In this way, whatever condition you learn very well, like if you know the treatment of UTI, if you know the treatment of DKA, or you can, you know, by your choice, you can add it in your management and you cover the management part. If the colleague is not asking you question about any specific condition, then you can do it for by yourself, right?
Dr. Annie, can I ask you one question?
Yeah, sure.
So when you were talking and you were mentioning about what are the things we can see, in that you mentioned something about pregnancy. But pregnancy, we are not checking in dipstick, right?
Oh, yeah. Right. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah. The second thing is, the second thing is in the last thing, what I was just observing this slide, glucose, they have written that normal present, the first column. You know,
It's
if you
not
see
normal
the
present,
first
it's just
image,
the color of the strip. If glucose is normal,
If glucose is 100, then color will be orange.
No, you're
Yeah.
right, Dr. Kurat. But if you see, remaining all the things they have given is negative. It's only one sec. I think, I don't know.
Dr. Osama has to mute, please.
Yeah,
No, it's not me that's making the noise.
Osama, Dr. Meher Nisa, please mute. Sorry. Yeah. So if you see, the first line I was observing, everything is looking negative. That means they are not going to be present. And if that is negative, that will show this color, right? But what they are writing is urobilinogen is normal, present, and that should be this light pink color. And glucose, they are writing this yellow color. What is written as normal. So that means they are expecting that probably this thing is present. I'm not able to understand, because normally other things they have given as negative. So any idea on this?
Yeah, okay, we can check
Dr. Maya,
that.
some amount of
Glucose is
glucose
normally
is also
absent.
present normally.
Yeah, that's what even I am wondering, because at the
Glucose is never present. It is only when it is more than 180, then it is secreted in the urine.
Significant, yeah.
Yeah.
So it will always be, if it is present, then means it is blood sugar is more than 180. Otherwise, it won't ever be secreted in urine. So if it is present, it is always abnormal. That might be a wrong something like,
yeah, that's what even I am wondering, that probably it should be
No,
wrong,
no.
isn't it? That's
It
what
is just
I was
when the blood
wondering.
sugar is more than 180, then only it will be secreted in the urine.
Exactly, it should be like that only. So I am thinking that's probably this chart is wrong, what I can see. And third thing which I'm thinking is, Dr. Annie, you mentioned that we
Yeah.
need to wait for a few minutes, because that point of merging of colors was also there, and we should dry the strip probably for a few seconds or maybe a minute. So do we have any idea exactly what should be the time for minimum criteria and the maximum criteria that when we can read the strip?
Well, I
Actually,
think it's always written
Dr.
on
Maya,
each,
it's not for
box.
drying. I just said that we have to keep it horizontal while we are, putting it on the paper towel. We have to keep it horizontal. And regarding the question about drying, there is, as you can see, there are some seconds mentioned with each thing: pH 60 seconds, leukocyte 60 seconds, blood 60 seconds. It means that after you have removed the strip from the sample, you have to wait for 60 seconds, and then you have to compare these boxes.
Right. So that means everything is looking 60 except leukocyte, but they have written as 60 to 120.
Yeah.
So
Right.
for how long shall we put this strip inside in the urine?
It's there is no specific time,
It
as I
depends
know, but
upon
we
your
just
packaging. It
Sorry?
depends upon your strip. It's written.
Oh, okay. So it differs from strip to another. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, Dr. Maya, I have been searching
And
different
Dr.
kinds
Maya,
of charts in
sorry,
the Google. So sometimes this chart is your chart is like this. Sometimes the chart is showing this thing as a negative in green color. Otherwise, if it is yellow, then they have written normal. I don't know why it is so.
Right.
Although
right,
urine
right.
is glucose is not usually present in urine. It's not the component.
Yeah, that's what even I'm wondering, that there must be something wrong with this particular thing. I'm not very sure. I'm sure that this should be.
But like if trace amounts of sugars are present, it's normal.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why it's showing yellow.
Because
Very trace
different
amounts
kinds of
can be normal.
strips are showing different kinds of colors and like parameters. So your strip is depending upon the packaging you are taking it from.
Yeah. Okay.
And Maya, I think urine dipstick also routinely done for checking pregnancy.
No, dipstick. No, dipstick. We are dipstick.
it's the
What
urine
you are saying is
pregnancy test,
urine
so
pregnancy test.
it's different.
See, Sabrina, that is a totally different thing. Urine pregnancy test. For that, you are using the beta HCG in the urine strip. So in this dipstick, what we are talking about, urine dipstick, what we are getting for PLAB 2, these are the components. So if you can see, there are 8 components which we should see, and apart from specific gravity and pH. So total of 10 components what they have given here. In this, pregnancy is not included.
Yes, Dr. Maya is right.
Okay.
So you can
Dr. Maya
say
is
it like this. Urine dipstick is done as a part of pregnancy investigation. As you know, on the booking visit, we have different kinds of investigations.
But Dr. Kurat, why we should take out the topic of pregnancy? We are, as it is short of time, we are not supposed to talk about pregnancy here. Why we should talk about pregnancy?
It's
No,
just
only
like
the
when
follow-up
we do
and
urine
checkup.
Yeah, it's
dipstick.
your
Dr.
choice.
Maya, as an answer of this question, when we do urine
Yeah,
dipstick,
yeah.
as an answer
You are
of
right
this.
that way. Yeah. I'm saying that in dipstick, it is not related with pregnancy. What
No,
I'm
no, no, no,
saying,
no.
so
It's
that you
just
know,
a routine
yeah.
workup.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, Annie, what were you
Uh,
saying?
Yeah. Yeah, I was almost done, but I just wanted to add that at the end, please mention it to your colleague that to complete the document the procedure and the findings, and arrange for any further investigations, or you need to document it at the end.
Thank you. That was very comprehensive. Can I ask one thing? Like in EpiPen, in addition to reading the expiry date, when we look at it, the color changes there and we instantly know it's expired. In the urine dipstick, they also